Hello everyone, thank you for tuning in to today's Words of Wisdom. Today's was sent out on June 29th, but it's the one that I've used fairly frequently just a couple weeks ago. So I chose my own today, and I was just looking around and this kyoten caught my eye. Aiming to achieve ideal politics, spiritual messages from Abraham Lincoln. This is actually a spiritual message from 1985. Wow, November 3rd, 1985. But the reason why this caught my attention is, of course, this is the year of Laws of Messiah. Master has revealed to us that Abraham Lincoln is actually a branch soul of Buddha consciousness, which is a branch soul of El Cantare, so it's a soul related to Master Okawa. And not only that, in America here, even though this was the email was sent out on June 29th, I'm recording it today, very close to September 11th. So 9/11 here in America, it becomes a very patriotic day. So I just thought of sharing this with you. So today's quote is, first of all, why do you think humans create nations? First of all, why do you think humans create nations? Why is this today's Words of Wisdom? Because this is a question that you aren't usually asked in your daily life. But I thought that it's such an important question. Why do you think humans create nations? What are your answers? Please contemplate on it on this patriotic day. For me, before I give my answer, I would actually like to read a little more from the spiritual message. What does Abraham Lincoln say as a spirit? As you know, I was the President of the United States of America for several years, during which I emancipated slaves and made various speeches. I will talk about my thoughts and the creed I held throughout my life. I will also share what I believe is vital for humans as well as nations. When I was alive in the 19th century, I always believed that a nation does not exist a priori before people. Nations are created by people. Although the Civil War broke out between the Confederate and Union forces, I always believed that people should never fight for a nation, but create a nation for the people. Okay, so from this, what I got is going back, kind of like a means to an end thing. In a democracy, in Lincoln's view, the nation is actually the means and the people are the end. So a nation must exist for the happiness of the people living in it. That's why it is a government of the people, by the people, for the people, as Lincoln said in the Gettysburg speech. So I think this is a very strong antithesis towards totalitarian nations or autocratic nations. So a lot of totalitarian, also communist nations, ironically, they always end up where they use the people for the nation. That's what we see in Chinese Communist Party, the huge totalitarian state. That's what we see in North Korea. So when the government starts working for itself, for its own, when it tries to do things for itself only, selfishly, and not for its self-interest, that's the word. If they only do things for their self-interest and not for the people, that's when it's a travesty. Tragic things starts to occur. So this question, why do you think humans create nations? It's, I believe, a very philosophical question. And Lincoln actually goes on to say in the spiritual message that it's important for the people to continue building its nation. So founding a nation is temporary, but building it is an unending effort, he says. So we must continually, each citizen of its nation must continually thrive to try to make a better nation. And the only way to be able to create a good nation is to have democracy, liberty or freedom, and faith. And Master Ryuho talks a lot about that in this Kyoten, The Laws of Messiah. So I hope you will get an opportunity to read this Kyoten. Now is a really good time to go over it in this season, on this day, 9/11. That will be end for today. Thank you very much for tuning in, and see you again tomorrow.